Hi guys, and welcome to Valhalla League. It's me and the captain here.
Hey now,
Uh,
everybody.
and today we are going to be casting a rack game. Hopefully a banger set. We're having Olympians versus Going Ghost.
Going Ghost. Yes, that's correct. I'm working on getting these up. It's Going Ghost versus Going Ghost, as you can clearly see.
Yeah, Going Ghost versus Going Ghost. Two
I
two great
didn't.
teams. Two great teams.
I did not have
Again, I think
this.
we're in the latter half of the day where I think most people have actually played their sets.
There we
So
go.
hopefully these guys are reared up and will be ready to
For
go.
this, this is me just checking something. Okay, cool.
No worries.
We'll leave that up. Okay, you're not in Rat or Loki at all, if I'm not mistaken. You're in
No,
Thor.
I'm in the top Thor team. If
Okay.
anyone doesn't
All
know
right.
about
Cool.
that, just a wee subtle flex there, 6-0, but with an asterisk. But yeah, have you played your game today, the captain already?
My
Are you?
team did. I've been playing bad, so they took me off, which I actually thank them for
Um,
doing. um, I've been having a rough week, and I didn't want to throw it for our team. But my team ended up winning 2-0 over nightly qualies,
nice.
which was good. But
I just need you to change the application so I can see the screen. I think.
do you see it now?
No.
Okay, let me stop streaming. Smite. Good. That should work. There you go.
And I can see it now. It's a bit pixely, but it will do. It will do. We should be there.
I've got the resolution turned down a bit.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I can see your Scotland flag over there.
Yep. Well, there's a funny reason for that. I
Oh,
recently learned what the Scottish motto was.
I don't know. I'm from the United Kingdom. I actually don't even know what the Scottish motto is. So what?
It's
Tell me. Freedom, like William Wallace kind of vibe.
It makes a lot more sense.
You can take our. What is it?
Okay, it is
You'll never take my freedom.
Nemo mi impunte lacesti, which is Latin,
Yeah.
which translates to "No one provokes me with impunity."
Okay. Okay.
Where, because we're on the stream, I'm not going to say what I really translate that into, but mess around and find out is what the Scottish motto is.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that. I think.
Yeah. For all you adults, you can fill in the words.
Yeah. For all
But
those children, close your ears.
but what it translates to is Scotland doesn't allow you to screw with them. And it's why it's so impressive that England was able to get them to accept rule.
Yeah, well, I know, like, I know we're on Smite here, we're talking about Scottish politics, but it's not what I suspect we're talking about today. But,
Right. Right. Well,
like, the Scotland did have a referendum to try and get away from England, but unfortunately they failed.
right.
Uh, um, and I think they are talking about another one, maybe, but hopefully. We don't know.
Uh, I realize we could probably get into this conversation for a bit, but instead, let's focus on this conversation.
It's almost like we're, yeah, no, it's almost like we're
Trying
about
to
to play Smite or something.
We're just trying to kill time. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Let's go over what we think the likely teams are going to be here. Odds
Oh,
are, Olympians starting lineup is looking like Psycho Loki, FiestyLobster, DeadDankMemes, an autistic woman, and BeastyMcGrizzle, who will be going up against Going Ghost, led by Tiger Geary, Killer Nut 99, RobinFlare, Tiger Lord. There's a lot of tigers, and Samurai's Sword. 21 is more than likely going to be that Going Ghost. That's their starting lineup. Now, don't know a lot about these two teams. I'm going to go look up the records. If you have any comment, I'm going to look up stats and
yeah, well,
records.
again, I think most of I've casted quite a few. I think a few rack games here on this channel already. I think the main thing for the Ratatoskr division, especially if you are looking to join the league or already in it, it's basically I think the big difference between Rat and Loki is getting the basics down, getting them builds right, getting them positioning right, and that's the thing that's going to make you go up divisions. Again, skills and mechanics that'll come with time. You're not going to get them in your first 2 weeks or however long as people have been playing.
Right.
But I do think the basics is what the Ratatoskr division teams, the team that does that the best is the teams that's going to win. You can have players that pop off, like go absolutely frag out, but if your team plays the correct way and plays smart smite, that's what's going to win you games rather than just running around trying to deathball people. But on some occasions that will work.
These games should be started any time now. I'm just double checking what I'm getting pinged for. I think it looks like they're about to start. What I can say going into this, it looks like the team to beat is in fact um, going to be Olympians. They're sitting at 5-0 on the season, with Going Ghost coming in towards the back here at a 1-4. But if any division has got the chance to have some upsets, it's going to be Rat. All sets tend to run the full 3 games, and we are into the picks and bans. Let me go ahead and bring that up. Can you see?
Yeah,
I'm actually.
I can see just the normal smite one, I think.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to let you, because I don't want to mess with it.
Yeah, I think we haven't got like the fancy screen set up here, but I know
Well,
obviously this
the
is just
people watching will see the fancy screen.
the
I do
people
have.
watching will see, but I'll see basically what
Yeah, you'll see
the
the
kind of
regular.
bands are and what they're hovering, so hopefully the same as you guys. So again, what I want to see here is just maybe get the more meta picks.
Something might be wrong.
Oh, we see that we have FTWChick and Comadity on one team, and there's only 4
Yeah,
people on the other team.
that's really where I was
That's what I
looking at.
just realized. I mean, they can be brave and go into the 4v5, but I'm not sure.
Let me ask them in chat real quick. Oh, apparently it's just Smite being Smite. They said it kicked him
Okay,
again.
great. I think that happened a few times in our game earlier.
Alrighty then. Well, it looks like they're going to reset this.
So we're just going to need to kill a wee bit more time.
Alright, I will instead. I'm actually going to share with you the other screen so that way you get a little bit more.
Yeah, that's okay, no
It
worries.
looks prettier for everyone else. Change windows. Let's go to OBS.
That looks like so much nicer on the screen I was looking at. Wow. You guys really get the quality treatment here.
Yeah.
These logos are lovely, by the way. I love that Going Ghost logo.
Yes, huge shout out to Phoenix, who's been putting this all together. Recently inducted to that Hall of Fame. He's done an amazing job.
So much work.
He's
I like the acorn too. That's
right.
mad.
Oh yeah, and it's got one for every one of these. Like I can go in, we can say we want, instead of rat, let's look at, we got Loki.
That's
It's a
cool.
little Loki helmet. Thor, little Thor helmet, and Odin is the Allfather himself. His little eye patch.
That's actually class. Again, big shout out to Phoenix. He put so much work in the Hall of Fame for a reason in this thing
He
with other
does.
people like BB and stuff like that.
It's so beautifully set up. It's so nicely done. I think at any point that they're still dealing with the picks and bans situation, but they're resetting it.
That's okay. Again, what kind of like gods do you want to see banned here, Captain, coming into this game? Again, I know we always say like rap, lower level skill, but again, those meta picks really do sometimes can make a difference if they're practiced a bit.
So that is one thing we're going to see a lot of in this. With rat games, you see it a bit in Loki too, but in rat especially, you have a lot more players that aren't comfortable on multiple gods. They'll have like 3 or 4 that they can do. In some cases, just one. Like, hey, this player can do a Rama like no other. But if you come off the Rama, they're going to be barely hanging on. That happens a lot. So what you'll see a lot more in these rat picks and bans phases is you will see Morgan Le Fay is just going to be I couldn't imagine her making it through. You're going to see a lot of those meta bans still happening. But what's going to be interesting is the non-meta bans. And if you'll see something like, oh, for some reason they banned a Moose and Cobb. Why would they ban a Moose and Cobb? Because probably there's someone on that team that plays the donkey do out of a Moose and Cobb. I love trying to filter myself for this.
Yeah, it's just we just make sure you're not saying anything too bad.
There's so often that I like realize how much it's in my common vocabulary.
Yeah. Again, we're not allowed to swear in this channel. We have to be good boys. But again, if a pentakiller, some bad play comes out, I swear word might slip out.
Something
will be said. It won't be the nicest things, but some people just have to accept it.
Goofy.
Again, hoping.
Onyx Goofy. It's going to be Going Ghost versus Olympians Rat. Sorry, I was just answering chat.
No, it's okay, man. I actually need to get chat up so I can actually see it.
Yeah, I find
Just to make
whenever
sure.
I'm doing your position, I find if I pull out you can like separate out the screen you're watching, and I shrink it
Yeah,
just enough to cover up all but the chat on the side, and that helps a lot.
yeah. I think I'm gonna actually do that now.
Well, I'm gonna put that discussion away because that's not a discussion we need to have. Okay, they're back up. Password is GG again. All right, looks
Oh
like
my
they're on their
goodness.
way of trying to put things together.
Let me get all this. I'm just making sure I get my have a big spreadsheet of the name of god abilities so I don't mess them up.
You have a spreadsheet of
So
the
I think,
name of the god abilities?
yeah.
Now I want to see this. I don't even bother. I just say ooh, I normally literally play like the second chair in dodgeball. Just a lot
Nice.
of it's a ballsy move there, Whooper. Let's see how it plays out for him.
Let me just get this here
Is his name
first.
Copper? No, it's not Copper. I don't want to watch that movie just so I can figure out what the words are. At any time they will start.
Hopefully we get started here soon, guys. Again, apologies for the wee
Everyone
bit of delays.
restarting gold on. What?
Uh,
Yeah, that's normally the running thing. Look, if it's having issues, just hard reset your whole system.
yeah,
Save.
again, Smite's been weird today. Like I kicked a few people out for our game.
I love that there's a no chat.
It'll be interesting to see if we see any like Morgan Le Fay because Tiamat, you know these like really high skill characters, and as you say, we'll most likely see a lot of target bans come out here.
You'll see a little bit of both. If I were to guess, knowing these teams, what you'll see banned, you're going to see Morgan Le Fay banned. You'll see a Tiamat banned. You'll see a Gilgamesh banned. You'll probably see
Yeah,
Athena banned. At that point, the remaining two bans will more than likely be target bans against the other team.
yeah, we definitely should be seeing Athena ban, just her presence, especially in these games, especially against maybe some players that don't know how to counter it. That's where we'll really start to see the different levels and hopefully skill and shot call between these teams. But then we just want to see again. I think we all just want to see a banger set here. Hopefully we see a 3-gamer, and hopefully not a stomp.
I'm going to mute myself real quick.
Oh, the predictions are closed. So the predictions we have, that's not even our game. That's the Ducks versus Koalas. 6.9k people bet on the Koalas or Ducks. Not a single person got any points back. There's a person that put 10 points on Koalas to win. Let's hope. Let me just see here, just so I get everything set up. My spreadsheet's like freaking out right now. I may actually change his name to number 10 Door Sport. Lol.
I've got it
Lance
set up.
Malden.
Like I can set it up, but I'm not gonna try to dig into things to get that thing set up to say like who's gonna win and whatnot. If one of the other moderators wants to jump in and do that, they can.
Yeah, just like just in case people don't get their points back.
Yep. Now I'm just waiting for everything to.
Again, as soon as we get this up and running, we'll be ready to go.
A little bit of wine is always nice.
We'll be drinking a Merlot. What are we drinking? I'm a big wine man.
It's a red wine. I'm not a huge fan of this one. I think it was Shiraz.
Oh, okay.
I prefer
I'm
Merlot.
more.
I love a Merlot.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Merlot.
A good
Uh,
dry red wine is nice.
yeah, Cabernet Sauvignon is pretty good too.
Yes, very much. I
If,
got
as
my
long as you're eating
wife.
it with like any rib or any like short rib or lamb, it's really nice as well.
Right. I got for my wife's birthday. I got her that as a wine delivery service called Bright Cellars.
Oh, okay. I know I've seen ads for that. I
It
think
it basically works out to $90 a month for 6 bottles of wine, so $15 a
it's
bottle,
not too bad.
and it's really good wine.
Yeah, you'll probably get a few quality wines there. Hopefully,
Oh yeah.
maybe get them to sponsor fucking Valhalla League at this rate.
Right. If we take enough time, we're gonna get a
Bring
sponsorship.
your wine to the like, just get Bacchus or something. Be like,
Right. This is now the Bacchus
use your
League.
use your promo code. That's gonna be yeah. It's not like going to.
Use
It's my
promo
pro league's
code
not even going to be
Bacchus
sponsored.
at
Yeah.
checkout.
SPL's not going to be sponsored by Alienware next year. It's going to be fucking wine. It's gonna be
Right,
like Pinot
wine.
Noir.
Get your free bottle of wine with your first order.
Only with Valhalla League.
Again, that's promo code Bacchus is great.
Bacchus number 8.
Bacchus number 8.
Again, just if anyone doesn't know as well, Mainzill's ranking shows will be this Tuesday, and we've actually got a special guest, Cherio, ex-SPL pro, of course, played in the most recent SPL game for Scarabs last week,
Nice.
and is currently playing the SCC, again, one of the greats of jungle in the SPL. He'll be available for Q&A on Tuesday, so again, pop in your questions into the forum, where it usually is, and then obviously DM me questions as well. That'll be up for the ranking show as well.
Just realized there was an issue for some reason. They must have popped in and popped back out.
I
We're
popped
gonna-
in the game?
I think they got into a lobby and left again, and so it like stopped spectating. So we're a little bit behind right now. All right, I'm going
okay.
to run this through really quick, so you can call out what's happening.
Okay, no worries, no
first
worries.
ban. Oh wow. Okay, you remember what I said was going to be banned?
Yeah.
You're going to find out why I'm wrong.
I look forward to it.
Can you see the? Oh wait, no, you're not going to see this yet.
Yeah.
Stupid
Technical difficulties.
system.
Oh, we got a nice transition. Ooh, fancy.
Stupid system.
And we see the bans immediately coming up. We see Ratatoskr or Morgan Le Fay getting banned. Is Nami getting banned for going ghost? So I do think what you said earlier, Captain. Going ghost are going more of the target bans. And Olympians are going for more of the meta picks. Interesting to see how this played out. Again, Olympians playground giving a let's go Olympians out in the chat. Let's hope they can bring this one home. But maybe going ghost will give them some competition. Soul being banned for Olympians. Again, the meta kind of picks. Tiamat getting taken away there for ghost. Again, solid picks and bans here. Carnunos is next. Again, obviously a play of God. Not usually what you would see first pick. But I think it is just more of a comfort pick, followed straight up there by Cthulhu. I think I got a god that's really benefiting from Vamp Shroud as well. Again, I'm going like rapid fire here. We're going Shing 10 next. Again, good.
We're just trying to catch up with where they're actually at.
Yeah, a good control god, Scylla, that high damage, secure, very key in this objective based game. Straight followed by a Wukong. Again, solid god, solid soul laner in the right hands become really forceful. It will be
Really?
against that Cthulhu most likely.
That got banned?
Danzabrew, an Ares gets banned as well. Again, sorry, I'm just kind of like going here. Sorry. Again, a Morgan banned again. Not the most orthodox of bans. Again, Set will be the last Olympians ban. And Tsukunomi will be the last ghost. So it's again both comps kind of looking a bit okay. First we see Olympians obviously, they're prioritizing those tanks. You know, Cthulhu a very good pick. Poseidon, it's a decent secure, but it's not the level of Scylla secure. Let me just get it here.
I'm kind of caught up with them at this point, and they're still picking so fast.
So.
Like I just
I
now
know.
got even.
They're just ready. They're just ready to go. Obviously they have everything planned. Let me just see here, Cthulhu. And interesting what we see. So I think we're just missing the jungler here for Olympians. So with this comp, we need like a little bit more setup. And plus that's maybe not the best setup you could have. Of course, not having any CC in our kit or any hard CC in our kit. But again, it will be a very interesting thing to see. On how it plays, to be honest. Let me just organize this. So how do you think this is going to play out, Captain, seeing these two squads here?
Hold on, I'm still OLYMPINS. I think I'm Olympians. OLYM.
PIANS.
PIANS. Well, I hope that took. Okay, so looking at everything now.
I think we are switching over to the game here, guys. Just give us a wee bit.
I'm sorry, I'm just
Oh, it's okay. It's okay, man.
get everything set up. So I'll bring the screen over as soon as I have everything like ready to go. So it looks a little bit cleaner. Olympians, so game state is 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, looking everything over. Just going by the teams, just because of the CC situation, I like going Ghost in this more than Olympians personally. I think their team has more setup, and if they can do something like isolating out that Cthulhu, get the Sundering Spear, to like anytime Cthulhu ults, sunder him instantly.
Yeah, definitely.
And they have a team to fight him.
Yeah, I think in this case it's just we just need the Cthulhu. I think is going to be a big problem here. I think Sunder is a must pick up. Just for the amount of tankiness and his ult, obviously the big presence that brings on the map, with followed up with a String 10. It's just going to be, I think, so much to handle for a Neja, who possibly doesn't have the biggest burst potential. If he doesn't go crit. I think just base power build, he can maybe take care of the squishies, which is his job, of course. But when it comes to it, that Cthulhu is going to be very, very hard to get past. With the Shing as well, Neja can struggle because she hasn't got the best escape. Poseidon as well, again, not the most agile mid laner, but again, against Neja, you can use the whirlpool to your advantage. If we can just get the, I don't think I can see the stream yet, Captain.
Oh, because I haven't switched you out yet.
That's okay, man. Let me just see here. It looks like we are underway here,
that
so
should be good now.
again, we're not seeing too many benevolence. We haven't even seen we're not even seeing the support build benevolence, which is, a strange thing, especially compared to like what we've seen recently with a lot of teams.
Right, almost everyone builds benevolence.
Yeah, it is. It's getting patch fixed on Tuesday, but it is again, and it's a wee bit of a mess up on the pool there. If you just want to take over for a second, Captain, I just need to mute for a
so
second.
A little bit of mistake there. Definitely want to make sure, Chick, if you watch this back, definitely want to make sure you watch for that to go all the way down. Don't just step out thinking it's good. Because otherwise you'd be a little bit late to lane like that. But all in all, we do see an early gank happening over on the right. Don't know if he's going to be able to get away. Killer Nut is looking really rough. DeadDankMemes takes a good bit of poke, but Killer Nut is forced back under tower. He's going to be in a rough spot here as most of his health is down. Good bit of pressure over here on the right. Chick just kind of face tanking right now. But we do see heavy pressure over there on the right. But Killer Nut already getting his health back online. Probably choking down some potions as quick as he can. Get his health back up. Not a lot happening other than that. We do see Bastet kind of floating around over on that middle lane. Don't know if they're going to go anything for it.
Hello, I'm back. Sorry about that.
You're all good.
Again, kind of the usual what I think see here. It's a lot of pressure coming out from this the Olympians team. Like Xingtang and Danza is a dueling that can apply pressure, but we do see the knockout come up from the Geb here. Again, I do think
And-
Samurai does need to be a bit careful here. Pot does come out, no taunt. Geb in the middle of no man's land here.
And the
But again, I think
thing they got to be careful of is Geb does not have a lot of early pressure. That is the one thing, having a Geb as a support, you do not have pressure very often in the early laning phase. His knockup is actually better used for appeal than a actual damaging ability, because I mean, as you can see there, he barely did 90-some damage.
yeah, again, I just think the dual lane of Kairos and Geb isn't built for just built to deal with a Shingtan Dancer. I think it's just a kind of you just kind of have to wait until you're in those late game team fights where you know Geb's ultimate and his 2, the knockup can be when chained together well, really impactful in any fight that he is in. FTWChick does need to be very careful with his purple buff. Is kind of testing the waters. Maybe does need to. It's not too bad to back, buddy. He does take it back there. We see obviously DeadDankMemes on the Bastet there taking just the blue buff. Obviously Cthulhu not the best clear early, so you really do need to, as a jungler, be at that blue buff.
However,
just
we
to
do see a blue invade possibly happening. I don't know if they even recognize that
over here.
DeadDankMemes is even there. As okay, now they're gonna look at him, but are they gonna be able to get the hold of that? They are. They do secure it over DeadDankMemes, but he's gonna poke out a little bit before he leaves. So good job by them there.
Yeah, again, the sash very key for this Najaz setup. It will be very key to chain that with ults like Poseidon, with the Mire from Cthulhu. Just chaining those and getting a person locked down is going to be what's key in this fight. The main thing that I'm going to see for you're going to see from the Olympians is just trying to get this Poseidon into this game. I think the more this Poseidon is in the game, the more impactful he's going to be. The more them Krakens are going to get harder and just a lot more damaging on your backline. Again, FTWChick going a bit into the tower, is pinned down, caught by the pots. Carno sizzle done. Rocket does come out though. FTWChick's in trouble, but Sash does come out, and he goes up into the sky.
For that.
Again, both will be hit by the knockup. Carno's dash comes through, kind of hit an auto. Yes, he can. Samurai sword. It does get on FiestyLobster. Again, it's a great. Maybe a lack of communication, but maybe just a great play from Samurai Sword there, as he does come out very healthy there. Again, does want to apply a bit more pressure, but doesn't want to take a lot of tower shots. Again,
one thing they definitely needed right there is a little bit more communication that was coming in, because it seemed like they almost full committed and were trying to run away, when all of a sudden they realized RobinFlare had just gotten in and was actually ulting the Dons.
Yeah, again, I think it's just the thing I think is also key in these games as well. Warding needs to be a big thing. Again, you'll see it in all levels of this game. If you're a team that's not warding enough, you're most likely the team that's going to be suffering unless you just rely on that mechanical skill. As we do see a kill coming over there for BeastyMcGrizzle again. Najad does seem to be chasing them up, but it doesn't seem to get much out of it. I think also the red buff was stolen there as well.
Be right back.
Again, this is what we wanted to see from Poseidon. Getting ahead early is going to be so key for him. Just in the terms of a Scylla behind. The ultimate still does a lot, but a Poseidon ahead is just going to really push your team. And with gods that can be locked down, like Bastet, like Xingtan, again, we do see a solo coming out, or a 2v1 coming out for FiestyLobster on the left-hand lane there. Obviously, can't switch over there, unfortunately, right now. But he does fall in the 2v1, maybe with a bit of communication happening there as well. Just this is what you want to see from a Dancer as well, just pushing this lead over and over again. One of the best gods ahead, in my opinion. But again, I want to see how this translates into the late game here. So FiestyLobster is just holding that W key, zoning Samurai from the wave. Again, interesting to see from Samurai getting those 2 early kills. To being now, a little bit behind, and Maybe just needs to step up. Obviously, didn't get the benevolence, so he will be behind in gold come later game, and doesn't have the effect animosity. But again, that leather's curl, that hunter's curl, can be really beneficial. I think we did see Neja pick up a kill there. She is going trans into Eye of the Jungle, most
So what
likely
to
into
do
like a
here?
void shield.
Ooh.
FTWChick just why
You know,
pushes him to safety.
funny thing
Knock up
here.
will come out.
Funny thing there was Feisty didn't actually have any wards back there for that.
Yeah.
She just lucked out in that he jumped away from the lane right at the right time.
Again, we might see the uproarious rocket come out here from Danzig just for the kill, but he does need to be careful. But we do see BeastyMcGrizzle come in here
Doesn't have
again.
a lot of mana.
Quite a force. Uproarious rocket will connect with Geb, and we do see the Kraken come out and it swallows Geb whole. FTWChick will fall. Again, the Poseidon 2 Trident coming into effect there. The movement speed, just the quick ability to rotate as they do look for an early gold here. Again, Scylla is nearby. That I'm a monster could be coming out, but I just think she will be just a little bit too far.
That's going to be done before she
It does look like
she does come with
Ghost will get free. Connects with DeadDankMemes, but I just don't think it's enough. Aegis, good Aegis from Comadity there, just getting out a bit safe, not taking enough poke. Hopefully you can go back to lane, pick up a few waves. It just does seem that, again, that's a great call from Olympians, but I go with Cthulhu here, caught in no man's land, and Commodity will kill him with a crush onto HDiddy. Again, I do think Grizzle needs to be a bit careful there. Again, Geb here, Sash should come out. Sash does connect. Will we see Najal? Unfortunately not. It might be down from the solo kill I think she got earlier. And looks like we might see a wee bit of a rank red buff was dropped already. Yeah, we see the XP difference going spiking up and down as you see there. Currently in the Go and Ghost favor, but the gold difference is in the Olympians. That is because of that Gold Fury. They just picked a very early Gold Fury. Let it be at that. Sub 10 minutes, which is, you wouldn't even see that in some Thor games, to be honest. Thor or Loki games. It's really early, and it's really good to get the gold in the pocket that early, just so you can increase the effectiveness.
Right.
Of your characters.
You can see where the gold is got right there. But even before that, they were seeming like they were doing a better job at farming around, but not entirely sure how. But Go and Ghost is doing way better in the XP.
Yeah, it might just be. I think that double kill for Samurai Sword in that left hand lane, is probably adding up. But it's just to see. Also, Olympians are most likely going to be ahead because they have the two benevolences up where Ghost haven't. Again, for FiestyLobster, that's going to be a real benefiter for him. Just getting that extra gold in his pocket is obviously not the most safest item. I'm a monster does go amiss. Whirlwind's Steel will come out, and Nisha will escape with her life. Commodity takes it as well. Again, two golds trade of.
Why did he throw them away?
I'm not sure. We do see on the left-hand side as well, Gabble was used defensively to get away from FiestyLobster there. Again, Gab escaping with a slither of health there. Again, FiestyLobster really pushing this on the Samurai. Again, two ADCs going two different builds. I think we see Karino's going for a more crit-centered build here. On the other hand, we see, obviously, Danzig going your typical bow build. I'm really interested to see how this solo lane matchup plays out. Obviously, Cthulhu and Wukong kind of look at each other and trade for obviously most of the game. We do see a benevolence coming out from Cthulhu, so that will help him catch up a bit in that gold, the gold column. But again, just I guess this is prime solo lane what you're watching there.
Right.
These players just beating the crap out of each other.
Nothing really happening. Just I'm gonna swing at you. You're gonna swing at me.
This is why solo laners come up with top damage. Wukong is used, not most conventional use.
No.
Obviously that will be calmed by Cthulhu. Vade coming out here from DDM. Sash is hit. Basset is forced to beads and back away. Again, small wins for going Ghost here, hopefully coming back into this game. But again, you can see these three benevolences starting to build up as Cthulhu ult does come out. Knock up just a jar.
Esau needs to get in there, help them
But again,
out.
Wukong doesn't have the ult to stay alive, and the bomb will land on the Killer Nut's head. Again, great communication from the Olympian side, calling that Wukong ult was used. Maybe didn't mean to use it, maybe just unfortunately hit the ability, but you can't be affording to do that because you will be punished. In this level play, it'll be punished in many different levels of play as well.
It looks like what is this? Samurai is going right into the crit build on Kern there.
Yeah, it's not something you see a lot nowadays. Most likely you just see the Lanas, the Odysseus, but what FiestyLobster is going now, obviously with that benevolence, you will see him start to hit defo hard in that late game. Them late game team fights if we get there, obviously with these objectives being taken really, really early. Again, both Scorps are down, really nice to see. Just teams maximizing on farm. But what you will see, if you go to the golden hand, or you'll see that our goal per minute, sorry. There should be a couple people there at the top, and they're Danzaburo, Cthulhu, both characters that have that benevolence, and you can really see that diff start to play out. Goal per minute, Danza's nearly 200 above Kernos. So again, I am advising everyone of this right now. Pick up benevolence in your ranked games and start slamming, and you're going to be hell of ahead of any other person. It just gives you such an advantage, but the thing that baffles me the most is no one figured it out until we're 4 months into this new season. Like, not a person figured it out.
That is kind of weird that no one did figure that one out.
No one figured it out, and imagine you could have been building benevolence for the last 3 months and being ahead of people by miles, and people are calling you idiots, but you're right.
Right. I think apparently where they noticed it was the new Joust map, because they completely removed it as the thing you could use in Joust.
Kraken does come out there, and Comadity will face the music, and we do see our FTWChick. He will fall as well. The DDM again, a great couple of kills. Wild Hunt is used, is hit 3 for Canyonos, but obviously doesn't get as much value. Again, this is where you're seeing this goal difference. We're 6k. Again, you're seeing Danza onto his third, finished 3 bows. Keranos has only done 2, but he hasn't even died. He's not even losing out on that farm that much. Again, it will look like we're seeing another gold here. This is where benevolence comes into play. Maybe if we can get a Neja ring toss here. Steel doesn't hit, just a jar. And Olympians will pick that up, unfortunately, for going ghost. Maybe a wee steal there from the Canyonos too, wouldn't have gone too far. But unfortunately, not for them.
Got to imagine the next thing here is, especially with getting that solo laner down, is go to fire. You're gonna have the Oni presence. You're up a god. Go after that fire is what I'm expecting. Now up 2 gods. Might even go get that lane.
And you're seeing this net worth, like, to be 3k ahead, you would expect the person not even to come to lane, but Senpai isn't in any fact playing badly. He is just getting benevolence stiffed right now. And it is quite an unfair item, honestly. Like, to be 3k ahead as FiestyLobster. Again, he has been really impactful in his fight. His team has got 2 gold fairies. But 3k is a large figure to come back from. And hopefully we'll see it picked up. And obviously the benefit of going this benevolence is you do get animosity, which adds, if you don't know, 4% of your maximum health onto that basic attack. As we do see Lightblade coming out here from Carninos again. Maybe he's going to that XA, maybe going like that older style crit build that we see at the start of this season. I'd just like to allude to, I think Bastet is looking to pick up a Pred win, getting that good amount of damage in. Again, a Shifter's coming out from Neja. Again, being behind and not winning as many fights, you're kind of forced to go into that more defensive, route, rather than, what you want is damage. The Guardians will come out and Comadity will be no more. Again, Shifting Terror goes on to kill Left Nut. Again, Somersault Cloud does go up, but I don't think he's got anywhere to go, Captain. Again, Kraken's still up as well, but he does manage to escape away. But this might be a pyro call coming out here from the Olympians. Again, Killer Nut doesn't want this to happen, but at some points you might just need that to go. Cat comes out from Killer Nut. Knock up from Gabe is good, and it looks like Olympians are going to secure this Again, I think what I do is if I was asking 11k behind, obviously not the best situation for Ghost here, Captain. What do you do in this situation when you are behind?
Farm. You farm,
Farm.
farm, farm. Now, I mean, Susanos should definitely be reading right now. He might be too late, but he definitely needed to read there. Hey, start tagging that and then get out.
Definitely.
Like, get all that farm. Pick up everything you can over in that left lane. You're not able to help, but I wouldn't pass probably the middle half if I was ongoing Ghost
Yeah,
at this point.
definitely. Getting that tar will put some gold in your pockets, but not enough as you want. Obviously, you didn't get the tar there, unfortunately. Let me just fix this for a second.
Yeah, right now it just seems like Samurai Sword having trouble managing the waves and everything.
Yeah, it's just he's just so far. Like we're seeing almost a 4k gold diff now because of this benevolence. It must be really frustrating for him as we do see Cthulhu dive in with the rushing tear straight onto the head of Commodity. Descended Madness will come out and the bombs do start raining on the Commodity's head. Kraken just missed time there while Scylla was in her Aegis. Again, we do see, I think, Grizzly getting dived there. Good dive from Nut there. HDiddy will take out. Feisty gets on to Geb. And again, I do think
This
it's another
fight
fight
is so spread
coming
out.
towards... I know, it's just all over the place right now. As Killer Nut does hit 72 transformations on the Feisty, but Feisty will take him down with the pot into the autos. And I'd like to see Olympians go to fire here, or at least get a tar for their efforts. Again, Kenyanos and Neja very, very weak, forced to back. Again, you have the tanks up. You have Feisty, who's so ahead now, going into Kins now. Will start to shred those tanks of Going Ghost. And it does look like they're going to start up the Fire Giant. Hopefully no one gets knocked up in the process. As I say, that Cthulhu does get knocked up in the process is unfortunate. And again, I do think this fire is going to go in the way of the Olympians. I don't see anyone even in the same ballpark as them right now.
Nisha,
Again, Neja, maybe.
Nisha
I just don't think she gets there in
She
time.
doesn't really have
Frenzy
anything to shut it.
Frenzy popped quite late into that fire giant. Anna will take out DDM. It's something you really, really don't want to see. Unfortunate, he will not have fire giant for the next 5 minutes, which obviously, you'd rather 5 of your team have fire giant than 4.
But you'd still rather have 4 than none.
4 than none, yeah. Again, a fire giant, 12k gold difference we're seeing right now. This benevolence is just really, really starting to rack up. Again, hopefully we will see a response from Ghost. Maybe a team fight, a Scylla, I'm a Monster can change these fights. We've seen BeastyMcGrizzle got 72 Tiger formed by Sun Wukong and taken out of that fight. That's what needs to happen in the next fight. It needs to be dropping the damage onto these carries, especially FiestyLobster. If I was anyone on this Going Ghost squad, I'd be like, he needs to go now, or we're not going to be able to play this game. As you do see a knockout come out from there from Geb again. Descent into Madness does come out again. Cthulhu is just rolling around in the backline of Going Ghost. Still quite healthy as FiestyLobster does pick up the Samurai Sword as he does try to steal the goal free, but is unsuccessful. Again, HDiddy is still rolling around here as half HP. His Kraken does come out. Whirlwinds still picks him up and throws him into the whirlpool as well. And it looks like Olympians have got blood in their eyes. They're ready to take a Phoenix here, ready to get at least 1 or 2 birds here, especially with 3 members of the Going Ghost team falling there. Again, HDiddy's still at half HP after bullying that backline. Will be poked out by the Crush, but I just don't think anything like that's going to stop them now. Hopefully Shing starts to tank the Phoenix. Stick him just a jar again. Rushing Terror does go on. Cthulhu's job, I think, HDiddy this game has just been so good at just getting on top of those carries' heads. We see DDM split pushing, almost a perfect situation here for Olympians. You get this
got himself in a rough spot here.
Yeah, he is, and isn't it quite an awful spot. I do think he has the tankiness, but I do think Going Ghost need to try and defend this bird right now. They're, for some reason, all 3 are in mid. This will fall again. The Guardians come out from Bastet. Wind Fire Wheels does send Bastet up in the sky into kind of a sticky situation, and she will fall. But again, after that, BeastyMcGrizzle just sends Samurai Sword to the grave. Crush does connect on the FiestyLobster. Rushing Terror does come out from Cthulhu. Pot does come out, it won't catch anyone again. Kraken comes straight out onto Commodity's head, and Commodity lives with a slither of health. Again, this fight, again, maybe going on a bit too long for the Going Ghost team. Somersault tried to come out, but obviously just picked off there by Feisty. Again, a good double second again. But Grizzle brought down to half. Uproar's rocket lands onto RobinFlare's head. Doesn't get much from it. Again, this Titan getting very, very low here. Comadity and Nejan need to put up a last stand here, but it does look like they just don't have enough left in the tank. The people aren't there, and it will be game one to Olympians. That is a benevolent stiff if I have ever seen one, as Olympians finish basically 20k ahead of their counterparts in this matchup.
Wow, I didn't realize Benevolence even did that much. I knew it was a new thing, but wow.
If you look at the gold here, you see Danzabury on 16k, and Chernobyl or Carninos is on 10. You know, it's that. I get they got a lot of objectives, but if you take maybe the Gold Fierce and the Fire Giant out of that, we can take about half of it away, and there's still a 3k difference. Again, what I like from this that game a lot, you see a lot of the Olympians, a lot of wards coming out from them. You know, we have 9, 11, 11, 13. We have RobinFlare. He maybe didn't play the best of games that first game. Only 3 wards, not the highest damage numbers again. Samurai Sword had that great start. You had the double kill or the 2v1 at the start. And then I think just the Benevolence, just even though they were on the same level at some part, that extra gold, that extra just you don't even have to farm XP. Really started to push FiestyLobster over that edge, and eventually when he got the items online because he had the extra gold, that's where the differences occurred. That's where FiestyLobster could rotate into fight with that uproarious rocket and start just tearing through tanks. And you can see there damage taken from both of the tanks there near 20k, you know, constantly getting hit. And then you look at there, the tanks on Olympians, you know, 19k, 18k. It's just they're so tanky, but they just don't have the damage behind it. The Go and Go squad, and again, Comadity did play quite well, had some good crushes, had a couple of good ults, but just he wasn't near enough on the objectives. Couldn't get in with them I'm a Monsters because HDiddy was doing a tremendous job with just zoning him out. Again, we see a difference there for nearly 300 gold per minute between FiestyLobster and Samurai Sword, and it mustn't be fun playing against Benevolence as an ADC. If you don't build it, you are going to be put behind. But again, it will be nerfed on Tuesday, but people are abusing it while they can.
I mean, use it while you can, and it's not banned yet. It's a viable thing to do. So, I mean, if that'll give your team the edge, use it.
Definitely.
But with that, let's get ready for this next go around here. I'm going to go find out if they're switching teams at all.
That's okay, no way.
So what do you think is going to be the key for going Ghost to turn this around against Olympians this game?
I think the key is, I think maybe the Neja wasn't the pick into this team. Jungler that doesn't have a really good escape. Yes, she has the Winding Fire wheels to get away, but that's every 70, every 80 seconds. And that's just not enough, especially when you're against a Whirlpool, a Cthulhu, and a Shing 10 player. Gods that can lock you down and really keep you there and put the numbers on you. Again, RobinFlare maybe didn't die that much, but she was always hesitant, or was always hesitant to go in. They weren't sure. They could know if they went in, it was all in or nothing. And maybe that's just the difference. On the other hand, you had DDM and FiestyLobster, who went in without fear, you know, using the uproarious rocket, using the last Guardians from Bastet, getting on them backlines. Again, Commodity and especially Samurai Sword couldn't really get enveloped into this game, couldn't really start to show their stuff. But on the other hand, you had BeastyMcGrizzle, who was dropping Krakens on people's heads, like his name's Davy Jones, just couldn't do anything, especially on any of the carry sides of Going Ghost. But what I want to see from them, I want to see maybe more comfort picks come out from them. Maybe they were comfort picks, but I need to see maybe more benevolences. I mean, I just think the goal difference got away from a few characters there, and I honestly think benevolence build we do see a bit of a closer game. Just hope to see it from Samurai Sword. Hopefully he sees, you know, okay, this is what he built. I just need to build the same thing. You're only going to build it this Sunday, and you're probably not. You're going to go back to the same build next week. or a different build next week, you're probably going to go back to the normal bow build. It's just this benevolence build at the moment is the thing that's broken, and unfortunately, that's what you just have to build.
For sure. Yeah, I agree. Definitely, they need to abuse that benevolence thing just to keep the gold even.
Yeah, I do think targeted bans need to come out here. If I was going Ghost going into this next game, there's no way in hell I am letting this Poseidon through. BeastyMcGrizzle has showed his talent on it. He showed that he can control that mid lane. Got a solo kill. Got a kill between the tier 1 and tier 2. The quality's there. The accuracy's there with the ability. The comfort is there with that pick. Taken away from you can't let him have it again, or else he's just going to punish you over and over again with the Krakens, with the whirlpools, with the rushing waves that he did in that first game. Sorry, I'm just getting a can of Pepsi. There we go.
Oh, good. I'm bebopping around doing stuff in the background.
That's okay. Again, we do have other sets going on right now. I think we have an Odin set going
I
on
think I have
as
that.
well.
I don't have that up. Never mind.
Let me actually double check what the other set is. Yep, so on Valhalla League 1, obviously we weren't good enough for Valhalla League 2. Or for now League 1, we were good enough to go on the main channel captain. We'll have to bring up Phoenix. But we do have Ducky and Phoenix casting the Banana Clan Ice Age game. Hopefully a good game. Banana Clan getting their first win last week. They're in Ice Age 4-1 at the moment.
Phoenix never lets me be on the main channel anymore.
Hmm.
I am
One day I hopefully will. One
permanent
day.
bench. I am the permanent bench.
I'm
here to support in all ways.
Always. Again, I'm a support man myself. Again, top support Thor. I'll throw that out there. 6-0. The Skogs, baby. Even though I didn't play for 2 weeks because I was on holiday.
You're with
went to
Skogs?
Dublin. I'm with the Skogs, yeah.
I hate to tell you, you guys aren't going to win this season.
Who's going to win? Give me the prediction.
It's Pterodactyls.
Pterodactyls. They traded away all their players.
No, it doesn't matter. I'm on the Loki team.
Okay, you're Loki.
Since I have joined this league, if I'm on the Loki team, the Thor team wins.
We'll have to see again. I think the Pterodactyls have been struggling recently, again, trading away all their best players. But then again, as you say, it might just be a curse. Maybe they'll make a run through the gauntlet. They'll make a run through the playoffs. They could do a Pittsburgh Knights or an SK and win it all. Again, that's what hopefully we'll see. Well, not hopefully to see on our terms, obviously. But again, I think every team in Thor is very. I think the top 10 definitely are quality teams. They have players that can pop off and carry. I think it is one of the most, especially towards the top 6. Most tightly contested, I think, this year. Again, last year I watched a bit of it. I wasn't playing last year, unfortunately. But this year, I'm here, and I think it will be really good. I think you're looking at like the top end teams again. You look at Odin drop downs that have happened as well. Again, I think it's one of the most competitive divisions, along with the Loki. I know there is the Trash Pandas team, kind of dominating Loki at the moment.
I fully agree with you. The Loki and the Thor team. It used to be the Thor teams were always the most competitive, but Loki has joined that too, and it's because Ratatoskr division has been created. I think it's created more of a ceiling and a floor to those two divisions, whereas Odin has no ceiling and skill, and Rat, as bad as it sounds, there's no floor. So you can have someone good to a point in Rat, but you can have someone also playing against you that is brand new to this. And there are a few people that I do believe are very new to Smite that are in Rat right now, like joined within the last season, new. So they're still trying to get their feet underneath them on what's going on. And Odin, you have the opposite end. Like I said, you have the players who are just insane, and then the players that are pretty darn good, but they're not bordering on SPL like some.
Yeah, obviously we do have a few, like we have the SAC players like Snaky, Teddy, again, Godsend, Waddles, Reiku, them kind of top end players. But then again, there is the Thor division. There are players that, will most likely be moved up at the end of the season. We are looking like we are getting straight into picks and bans here. Let me see. I think titles should be updated. I think someone
I
said that.
think someone is really, yeah, I think it is, really good on Rat, because that is the second time in a row that has been
That's the
instantly.
second time. Yeah, you're right. That is the second time in a row that has been banned. Again, I think it's good for Ghost to do these target bans. Like, obviously, you don't want to let Ratatoskr through. You have to ban it. But I'm fully on suspecting a Poseidon ban or a Cthulhu ban to come out next. Yep, as I said there, Cthulhu being banned, something you don't want to see. After how much damage and how much trouble it gave you game one, don't let it through game two. There's no point. You know, again, Olympians banning just the normal meta stuff. Danzebrew, that's exactly what I want to see from Ghost. Take Olympians off these comfort picks. Again, they can waste all their bans on the meta picks. As long as you're getting yourself into something comfortable that you want to play, that's what you need, especially in this level of play where maybe not the most meta, maybe you're not macro farming to the max level, maybe you're not, doing rotations when you're meant to, you know, stuff as we do see Gilgamesh, a more meta pick coming out here from Ghost, and a very, very good pick at that. Again, slow's really impactful at this level of play. The drop kick, obviously, the position shifting obviously messes up people's positions. Just a solid first pick, I think. And it will be met with that Shing-Tan that gave him so much problems with that Whirlwind of Rage and Steel in game one. But interesting what what they're going to try and lock in here again. Gilgamesh, very good character. They can get in, they can get out of fights. That slow's obviously really impactful. We do see a Loki come out here. Okay, so Loki again, always a solid character. Into Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh kind of messes up because of the slow. Stella coming out here for Comadity again. And he didn't do bad on it game one, and Athena getting picked out again. This start of this draft from Ghost 10 times better than their last draft. Again, that the setup's there already. We have the drop kick, we have the taunt, we have Sikkim, we have the Scylla one, sorry. We have so much just set up, which we didn't have in the first game with the Geb. Geb has the Cataclysm. But obviously it wasn't used effectively there. And unfortunately, the Poseidon will come out again for Olympians. And we did see how impactful it was. But hopefully, this Athena and this Gilgamesh can get on top of this Poseidon's head this time and really start wringing his neck.
I think Geb's issue was he was using his ground pound, whatever that is, almost too much.
Yeah.
He was using it offensively to try to hurt people, where it's not even fully built. That doesn't do a ton.
It needs to be used. I think what a lot of people don't realize is your abilities as a support player in late game team fights are there's no point using it for poke unless you're like a Sobek or you're like a Shing-Tang where you're trying to pin someone. Like you need to use them for peel. Like that Geb 2 is the perfect thing to get Bastet off your backliners, to get maybe a Cthulhu if he's not in the Descend into Madness form. Like them kind of things, interrupt abilities, interrupt dashes. That's where you're going to get the opportunities.
A good piece of advice I've been told on Geb before is you want to almost always have your shield up and just hovering around, so that way as soon as you see something happen, you're going to click on them and they're going to be shielded, and that gets them out of the danger. And then at any time you see someone go in on your team, ground pound it, knock them into the air, set them off, and don't allow them.
Don't let them to get all their abilities off. But again, we will go back into the bans here. Again, we do see Medusa, Erlang, banned for Olympians. Is an Abby banned. Interesting to see what the last ban is here again. Maybe I think I can't remember who was on the Olympic side. Maybe a Bastet. Maybe if it didn't give that much trouble to Bastet. But it will be interesting to see what their last ban here. I think it could be quite key.
Now, being a Loki player that a lot of these players have moved down from Loki to Rat, Feisty was actually on my team few seasons ago, and I am surprised they banned the Medusa, because that was his god for the longest time. He loved Medusa.
Okay.
And it would always
a bit of insight there for us.
Yeah, it is interesting that they would ban it and not pick it up, but he's changed a lot. His playstyle has changed a lot. With all that happening, while I was talking, they all like picked really fast.
Yeah, no worries. So we have the Arthur coming out here, Amaterasu, Artemis as well. Again, I think Artemis is such a good pick right now. Jingwei is a very good pick, and Artemis can get away from those traps with that whirlwind. And we will see an Achilles come out here for HDiddy as well. I'm excited to see him on it, using that execute. See what kind of passive form he goes with here. Again, I think Ghost have a really good comp this time. Again, that Amaterasu with the passive, with the ultimate as well. Good team fight ultimate. Jingwei can get in and out of fights easily. Maybe not as locked down as Samurai was last game. So we can use the ult, stay out of the fight for a while, dip back in. You know, Loki won't have the best time against the Jingwei with that knockup as well, especially when an Athena peeling for them. So I think this is going to be, honestly, hopefully a closer game as we want to see. Like we always want to see close games.
Side note: how's the stream coming through on your end?
I'm still seeing the picks and bounce screen.
No, that's fine. I'm saying, is it pixelated or is it coming?
Oh
was
no,
it
it's
coming
fine.
through
It's
good?
fine. It's fine.
Okay, good. I have to turn down my resolution so my computer. I can't push out 60 and 1080.
No, it's okay. Don't worry, man.
All right, so we're getting set up for game 3. We will bring everyone over as soon as we have everyone in and ready to go. Boop-a-doop-boo.
Noticed Artemis is not on my spreadsheet. Why?
Tell me about your spreadsheet. How does it work? Does it like just
It's literally just God, ability 1, ability 2, ability 3, ability
so
4,
whenever
and
you're
the names.
when you're casting, do you like just preset it up?
Yeah, so I'll just like copy and paste the rows and just put them in. Like
Okay.
so I can like see that right now, like Cthulhu's is Sanity Break, the Mire, Rushing Terraces from last game, but then we have Artemis here, who's like Caledonian Boar, Suppress the Insolent, Vengeful Assault, and Transgressor's Fate, which is the trap. It's just like a bit easier just for me sometimes. Like I think like Ymir like threw his freeze out and I was like, cold. Like,
I
I
just
don't know
called
what
the
it was
freeze.
called.
I just call what they do. I think that's awesome. I'd love to have access to it just to be able to use that. But
Yeah,
I
I'll
know
send it way up this.
I think I need to get a second screen for a lot of this. This would be so much easier with a second screen.
Yeah, my second screen, I don't know if you've ever seen this Rick and Morty meme. It's like he has this little robot
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, what is my purpose?
Oh
And it's like
yeah.
second monitor, it's like you display Discord. That is the sole purpose of a second monitor.
What is my purpose? I would love to do it just for when I'm doing stats. Now, in case they watch this back, I would like to point out, if I'm not mistaken, I've played very little ADC and very little middle, but you want as the ADC to have those initially pull towards you, and before they touch you, drop out, so then they'll go after Commodity, and ideally he should have it where he'll get everything killed before it touches him.
Yeah. Hopefully. That's the plan. Yeah, I think that's the way they look like they're pulling here again.
All right, so they did a
Thank
little
God,
better this time.
Yeah, Samurai Sword going with a Benevolence build this time. Hopefully, FTW doesn't drop this. Like, he should auto it one more time.
Yeah, it should
64, I
hit a
think his
little
auto
bit
through
more.
38. Yeah, he will last hit it. Again, taking some unnecessary damage there.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to do whenever you're support. Sometimes you can clear that out pretty quick. It gets the
Again,
taunt
double knockup.
first. Does get the taunt.
Not the, maybe a bit for a surprise, just for a bit of surprise on the belt and Feisty. But does need to be careful with this dash, because again, Artemis can trap you and lock you down. Again, another knockup coming on the beltsuccv there. He is getting quite successful with those Samurai. Again, taunt again. Not sure about that.
And taunt is a bit better. The only thing I'm worried about now is it's very clear she has not gotten the dash, and that's going to put her, especially when she's this low, she's just going to be looked at as like, that's who we want to get.
Definitely. Okay, we do see HDiddy getting a solo kill on the Killer Knot there. Not what Killer Knot wants to start off this game. Again, just you can't. One god I wouldn't let get ahead is Achilles. Achilles ahead is a scary thing because he just
most
tears
gods
through
are,
your
but
team.
some teams do better than others for sure. Now, this is where, yep, Athena was going to be in a bad spot. The second she stepped in, she got hit by all those minions.
I think we've seen a similar thing in game 1 as well. Just over sometimes it's okay to back. Like I understand, like you don't want to back, you don't want to lose out in that half a level, that level. But if it's going to cost you your life and then first death in that lane and put you and your ADC behind, it's not okay to do it. Like just take the L and back and go get your pots and try and get something from it.
Or just sit back and eat your pots.
Yeah, just use the pots. Like I think she used all of hers there, unfortunately. But again,
sit
she
back,
went in, used the shell.
let them work.
Yeah.
But definitely, one thing that would definitely help: get that first. Get your shield wall first, then your dash. I know taunt is nice to have, but you want that dash to be able to get away because early on you will be shut down.
Do you see the taunt in here? Unfortunately, doesn't go far enough to pull Artemis up into the sky.
Killer Nut really having a tough go of it right now. Launches that off a little early. Her silence is a little missed. She's okay. She's doing okay right now, but now there is level 5. She needs to be worried about that ult.
Yeah, that execute is going to be very effective come these late game team fights when these tanks are sitting around that 25% health mark. It's going to do some work. Again, DDM coming over here just to show face, maybe try and steal this blue, but unfortunately it is down. But FiestyLobster will pick up FTWChick again, who maybe needs to just calm down a bit and just stop trying to force the issue. Like Athena behind is not the best, but you still have this global presence, and we do see Comadity getting a solo kill on the BeastyMcGrizzle in that mid lane. Again, I can't see if the ultimate was used. I can you change the screen? I can't see the ultimates. Like there's like a grey bar around my screen.
Oh, you
Seconds.
can't see it? I really can't fix that for that.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Just gonna...
Ultimate was used? Yeah, it was.
That's okay. That's okay.
So I can, worst comes to worst, I can call it out.
That's okay. Again, knocked up again is FiestyLobster. Again, is low. Samurai will chase, but she is locked down. Insolent will come down on the Samurai's head. Kind of a wee trade there, going in the way of going Ghost. Again, the good thing I'd like to see here is this benevolence has been picked up. You're not going to be that behind, but if you could bring up the golden hand here.
I don't know if they know he's there. I think he just hit that ward, so they do see him there.
Yeah, an unsuccessful rotation there from Grizzly, which will put him more behind. But again, if you could bring up the golden hags, I think there's some players, especially on the Go side, that holding on to that goal where you don't need to be. Like 2,000 gold's enough to back and get that Icavale, especially for Artemis. Get that get that 2 and that Icavale passive going, and it will really be successful.
It could be that they're trying to just do the natural thing, which is wait till that second purple to back. It could be he's doing that.
Definitely, I agree with that, but again, it's just getting that even backing her a bit earlier as that support. Like you need 1750 to get that Thebes online. It's worth it backing to get that Thebes. As soon as you get that Thebes ready to go and you can start getting stacks on it, I would get stacks on it as soon as I can. Because again, the quicker you get that stacked, the quicker you can do that support thing you do around that level 7, level 8 thing, level 8 periods. You can just run at people because you're so tanky. As we do see second coming here, I'm a monster will just miss a jar, but we do see Sans come out, a Kraken to respawn, bit low, but RobinFlare will take the life of BeastyMcGrizzle. Again, a different aspect of Comadity does come out here, as we do see HDiddy getting a kill on that right hand side on Amaterasu. Was the could you tell me was the fatal strike used there?
It was.
His ultimate, sorry.
His ult was used, so I don't know if it was used for that, but it was used.
Yeah, again, that ult in 1v1s, it can be that little bit of a difference.
Now here we see Athena still staying in lane. This is only going to hurt her at this point. Now this time they did both do the benevolence. We're seeing a matching benevolence this time, where actually King Achilles did not go benevolence this time.
Yeah, that will be. I honestly do think if we can bring up the goal per minute here, for thing, we can see that Amaterasu is sitting around this 3-4-4 stage. Obviously, I think the two solo kills are playing a big part in this, but
Mhm.
you will see Amaterasu kind of slowly climb behind once that benevolence ticks up, giving that 3 gold
Not
per
a
5
huge
seconds.
fan with what he's doing
Assassinate
here.
does come out from DDM. Defender Olympus does come, but it doesn't come quick enough, and HDiddy will pick up the kill on to
I have.
Gilgamesh there.
Is that what Athena's ult is called? Is Defender of Olympus?
Yeah.
I have 7 stars on her, and I didn't know that.
No, that's kind of funny. Um, I'll just say them as we go through the game, just to be like, oh, see if you know them.
So Athena is by herself trying to steal this. I do like that she's trying to steal it, but
I think she's
she
gone
needs.
too far to get Defender
Yeah,
Olympus down. I think she's accepted her death there. I think Insolent will come out.
yeah.
Wave this push. DDM needs to go. Again, when you're this far behind as a support, um, especially you've gone soft first, but usually HDiddy to get a kill with the help of Belt
He
in
does
that
use the
right hand
ult
lane.
again.
And again, that fatal strike was used again, a key 1v1 tool. Again, just HDiddy showing from last game he can do even more. Again, we're seeing kind of a split in XP. We're seeing the mid lane of Going Ghost getting really, really ahead. We're seeing both jungles are kind of even. 260. Sorry, I
Yeah.
need to sneeze there. We see
Oh,
the
that's what that
support
was.
kind of. Yeah, so I like little sneezed and then a big sneeze was coming. And I was like, oh no.
I just heard. I was like, what? Does he
It's
just
I was like a
attacked by?
shotgun cock. it was like it
I think
was
he
like.
was just attacked by small insects or large insects. That's what they always sound like in the
uh,
movies.
yeah. I sneeze weird, sorry. Right. Back to it. So obviously we're seeing Samurai here going on this Jingwei. Again, a very safe character, can get back the lane quickly. Again, we're not seeing gold freeze being done as quickly this time as gold scorp's just been dropped on this left hand side of the map. It's gonna be really interesting to see here. We have Loki, we have Achilles, good good objective burners. This Comadity does have to. I don't think she actually. Yep, she did use her base to escape there. And FTWChick's caught in the middle of nowhere. Wind and Steel will come out. Whirlwind, she can go nowhere. Ult might need to come out. FiestyLobster does get the solo kill. Thunder Olympus comes out a bit too late, and the FTWChick
She's
dies
not.
again, not getting
She's
a chance to really grow into this game. We do see Beastie come in here in Commodity. Dash can't be used because of that Whirlpool. Again, is kicked into the wall. Hopefully a second comes out, but Beads is used offensively from Beastie. You can't go forward into that Winds of Ganesh. Winds of Ganesh, I think it's called. Oh, I forgot. Oh no, I've forgotten. Let
Oh,
me
and
find
he
it.
comes in with the kill. Achilles coming in. Now Athena getting herself out of position again. She just needs to get out of there. Just let the tower go. There's too many
Feels like
there.
it's missed by Achilles and DDM again. This is not something you want to be doing, is just dying on cooldown. Again, you become less worth as a player.
I think they're paused.
Yeah, again, oh, maybe just shouting at FTW for running in. But again, as a support player, sometimes you just need to take the L and just play really, really passive. Because going 0-5, you're giving the other team lots of kills, you're giving them lots of gold, and you're just pushing other roles ahead. Because Commodity has done really well in this mid lane battle, but now he's just about to lose his tower. And losing your tower as a mid laner sub 10 minutes sucks, like really, really sucks compared to the other lanes. If it's in solo ready, so you can kind of handle it, but mid laner, you can't go past that tier 2 without fearing that someone's going to be at your red, someone's at your backs, ready to just ruin your life. And with gods like Loki, Xing 10, Achilles can make that rotation in as well, you're not going to have fun at all. Like you're
And
just, it's going to be
what
really awful.
this is stemming from actually that Achilles already winning his lane. Amaterasu is just now starting to get lane pushed up to try to get some tower back. But because of that, Achilles was able to come over. He got that early kill and was able to help in getting that Athena kill.
By the way, guys, just for FTI, the Gilgamesh ult is Winds of Shemesh. I thought it was Ganesh for some reason, but
I mean,
it is Shemesh.
was it Cyrillic? Ancient Cyrillic, I think. I forget what
Yeah, I
that
think so.
language is called. Sumerians, so I think it is Cyrillic. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ancient Sumerians.
Again, we're seeing the thing I like to see come from this team is we're only seeing a 4K goal difference, even though all the kills are going the way of the Olympians. We're seeing these three benevolences come out for Amaterasu. That animosity late game will be very effective if she builds more health items. I wouldn't suspect her to go much more like power in this build. I think she is going to a runic or a void there. But it needs to be hold on, because I
If it's
do
a
think
void.
this Olympians team are going to start to roll if you let them. Again, Commodity just needs to be a bit careful. He does hit the crossover on the wall on the Beastie. Again, takes a good chunk of his health,
Ooh.
and she does dash in. I'm a Monster comes out and just jar.
That
Going for the hero play. If he hits it, we go mad. If he doesn't,
it's
unfortunately, he...
it's I don't know what to say about that. I mean, yeah, if he does hit that, that's going to be great, but I think even hitting that's not going to be useful enough for his team. It's
Yeah.
not going to get him any much more ahead. Um, her diving in was almost the second she dove in. I'm like, she's going to die.
Yeah, obviously there is times to make that hero play, but again, if she hits one or two kills two there, it's fine. It's a good trade, but you can't be going in that deep and
The only
dying
way,
like that, especially when four are there. If it was two or three, maybe. But again, you don't have the information. Dashing for a wall, just hoping. Like, it's kind of not what your team needs right now when they're down. Again,
and
we do see Athena soloing this red buff, taking it from her mid laner isn't the best, but we will see this red buff fall unless Jingwei has something to say about it. But unfortunately, I don't think she will. Loki does use the assassinate, drops it onto her head. Jingwei, not in the best situation. Candelorian board does come out. She does dash up, but DDM will pick up the kill.
meanwhile, Syl and Athena doing their best to just try to run out of here now.
Again, HDiddy getting another kill. Dazzling offense does come out from Amaterasu over on that right hand lane. FTW Kraken does come out, but just goes message R. Wave does connect onto FTWChick's head. And Killernut is running away from this 2v1 from HDiddy. I'm a Monster used defensively for movement speed, goes ajar, and Kamali's just getting ran down right now. And it
He doesn't
will,
have anywhere to
hopefully,
go.
maybe
His
she
only
will
way
be
is to
picked
dive
up.
out. Nope, not
Yeah,
enough.
unfortunately, I think Commodity or DDM just managed to survive with his life there.
She's
Again,
gonna
this is
chase
very
this
healthy.
kill. This is a bad idea. Don't chase this kill. Don't chase a Loki like
Again,
that.
Samurai, let's not
Oh,
get
might be able
too...
to get it. Oh,
She does pick it up. It's a good shutdown as well. 4-1 of 4. He will get a bit of gold in her pocket for that. But if we can just see the damage numbers here, if you could bring them up for me, Captain. Again, we're seeing HDiddy. This game is absolutely showing his stuff. On this Achilles, again, one of the picks I said you don't want to let it get ahead, and this pick is certainly getting ahead. We're seeing around the 12-minute mark, this man's level 13,
7
7
and
0,
0.
not even going benevolence. And if you could check the goal per minute as well, um, well ahead of this Amaterasu, who's currently sitting on 9396. Um, it's going to be a problem, this Achilles. It's almost like a raid boss kind of stuff. Hopefully Killernut can maybe get this tower here. No one really near him. Again, 200 gold in your pocket for destroying these towers is big when you are this behind. But we are seeing 7k behind. Not the worst of deficits. Defender of Olympus does come out. Maybe they want to push this tower. Maybe they are going to be going for a bit of blue invade. Bit of a miscommunication there.
Yeah, just go ahead and get that
Again,
tower
I wouldn't be trying to mess with HDiddy in any competition, especially if you've got DDM behind us. The double
down. He's got
assassinate is hit
6
and lands
levels.
straight on the FTW. Yeah, the chase is on. Second does come out though. Crush him, takes away a lot of health. I'm a Monster comes out just ajar. Kraken knocks up FTW and left nut. And Field Strike will just go ajar. But Beltsuck will pick up the last hit on the Killer Knot. And the Fatal Strike does come out from DDM on the FTW, and Shing is chasing down Commodity, but will decide to back off for a bit. Again, we do see Gilgamesh picking up this mid tower. It's good to see Ghost trying to do something reactionary, but again, not sure pushing this tier 2 without an ADC is probably the best idea. Again, we just see HDiddy. He done this last game, run down the carries. Again, we're seeing 14 minutes here. There's 2 tier 2s gone. It's just a really dominant performance from this Olympians team. DDM obviously playing well, but the star of this game, especially, I think last game he maybe didn't get enough credit as he deserved, is HDiddy just running it down.
Yeah, that wasn't as much a thing. I did not expect him to come out the way he did this game, but good on him. Really, he didn't have a whole lot to improve from, but man, did he come out even swinging harder.
Yeah, I definitely. Again, the thing I'd focus on here for Olympians is not get too in your head. Don't think, oh, you're that ahead. We can just do anything we want. You need to farm. But we do see the fights come out here. Sikkim does come out. Loki does go on to FTW. FTW looks like she will fall. Hope maybe. And she does eventually fall. Again, Whirlpool does come out defensively. RobinFlare is running for her life. Again, just don't think Fatal Strikes come out. Amateur maybe be able to pick up a wee bit of a kill here. Tusky does come out and Killer Up will fall. HDiddy picks up Commodity, and it's just almost a clean sweep. This Stingway's in this left lane. At this point, I would just bite the bullet, just take the tower, try and do something. This defense here has to come out. You can't be losing a Phoenix 15 minutes into this game. It is an absolute roll so far. Again, we do see HDiddy doing what exactly he should do, running onto carries and not caring whatsoever. Again, FTW holding her best to try and just get here. She won't get the head of belt. But again, the taunt does come out. Fatal Strike does go ajar just again. FTW might escape with her life here. FiestyLobster again, I think Olympians need to be careful here. They are quite low. BC does manage to pick up a FTWChick there. Again, just 15-minute Phoenixes, that kind of stuff can't be happening. But then again, when you're this far ahead again, nearly a 10k lead, coming even with the benevolence, again, FTWChick not having a fun time on this Athena so far. Again, not sure what the build is either. Again, especially going against gods like Beastie, like Achilles, you need to be building more solid prots and a Witchblade. And I think that's going in, Cleric's Cloak goes into... I can't remember the last time I've seen Cleric's Cloak being actually built.
Yeah, that's gonna get. That's probably a dirty bubble there.
Yeah, I think it's a dirty bubble. Yeah, not the. Again, as a support player, if against a Shing 10 or a Loki or all this, like all these beads burners, go beads. Your life is more important than your team having a shell. But again, Olympians rolling with the momentum now, picking up this gold for most likely just taking their ass all the way over to fire. Again, that we could be looking at like a sub 19-minute game, sub 20-minute game, just in the quality of just positioning. This is what I said at the start of the stream. Positioning and just the basics are what's going to win you this game. Is Commodity does fall again, but it is a 2v1 that HDiddy is in right now, but he's not afraid as he is back up on the way. Dazzling offense and Defender of Olympus using Chain together, not a bad combo. Kraken will come out. And not even a Fatal Strike is bothered to be used there. BC does need to be careful though, as he does get on. Fatal Strike does land onto the head of RobinFlare, and he will lead the chase on the FTW as his team does start up the Fire Giant, and there's no one near. Samurai's on the other side of the world. Fire Giant looks to be dropped, and it just looks like it's momentum play after play after play, coming from HDiddy, coming from this Olympians team. The blink is used, stun on the FTW. Again, I just don't. The plan is damage control right now. You need to stop dying. You need to stop giving away your own farm. Again, we do see this fire wave pushing in at level 10 and level 13. It's very hard to deal with these fire waves at this point, especially again the combat dodge is coming through. Just an unfortunate time for FTW. I think she will fall. Again, that's her. She's hit double digits. It's not something you want. Commodity going in. Again, I think the mentals kind of got to go and ghost here. HDiddy, the Titan will still hurt you no matter how far ahead you are. But it looks like it's just they're going for a sub 19-minute game. Dazzling offense does come out, does stun too. A decent stun on the DDM, who looks like he might fall, but the Kraken comes out and swallows all. And it will be Beastie picking up another kill there. RobinFlare will pick it up, but it looks like the defense won't go their way, and it's Olympians running over, absolutely turning into Bill Murray. Ghostbusters Incorporated have just destroyed Going Ghost. Every member of this Olympians team handed Ghost their ass, and it's just quality in the basics that I think led to this. And the fact HDiddy couldn't give a damn about what McKellarnut was trying to do.
Alright, so then we make it out to the screens. Let's take a quick look at these support builds. I feel like I'm doing terrible lately. not going to be a great hand. I do actually like the Jing Ten's build. I I don't fully know if it's fully necessary to get the. Or that's not Winged Blade. That's.
Oh, there's Wingblade. I think the Wingblade and
That's okay. Yeah. So
the Sands of Shemesh is perfect. It allows you to get out of that ability. Don't let you get chained in those drop kicks. Again, the Stilla 2 does have a slight slow on it, which
this
is
is
quite annoying.
probably going to be
Amaterasu has a slow with her dash. Most likely, I wanted to see a Genji's or an Oni's come out there.
and then I
Genji's if
think
you
this is
wanted a
going to
bit
be
more cooldown.
I think this is going to be a Shogun's actually, because that's going to get him cooldown and more attack speed, which is going to be great for Loki, Poseidon,
An
Artemis,
Artemis, yeah. Again, with them
Achilles.
A.
Everyone is going to do it.
But again, I just think the support. I think the support for FTW didn't have the best of games. Magi's Cloak is not an item you should be building this early in your build. Like if we go to, I think we go to details, or we go to the stats thing at the bottom. I think if you go to, no, if you go to scoreboard stats at the bottom, if you hover over Athena, she has
Only 50.
156 physical prots, 54 magical prots. Just that's basically if you go to like Poseidon on the other team.
I mean, I know she was behind, and that sometimes makes it a little hard. But start out with that Gauntlet of Thebes, especially in this meta where you can just rush it. Get Gauntlet on. I mean, it's does the same thing as a Heartward and a Sovereignty, basically.
Mind. It's just it gives you so
Combined.
much prots. It gives you prots, it gives you health, it gives you that ability to do what Beltsuck did. Go in, use your abilities, get your that whirlwind of rage and steel off, get out, peel for that backline. And again, as you see there, 300 health, 50 of each prot, and 15 HP 5. Also, you get the allies that get that small magical physical prots. It's just such a beneficial item for you and your team. Again, capping out that HP 5 as well for Xingtang, which is quite easy to do.
I do like the Witchblade because it was going to be useful, but it
shouldn't have been that early.
Not that early. Maybe dealing with this team where she was building, get some kind of magical protection on at that point. Magi's Cloak, same thing. That's a later build. I probably, me personally, I would have gone if I was doing Sovereignty, maybe getting Benevolence, or not Benevolence, blah. Getting Genji's or something like that. I don't know if you need to get Pestilence per se, but something out of that tree might be good. Heartward.
And we've seen it time and time, that game where she was getting caught in CC and had no way to get out of it. Like it's 100% okay to go beads as a support. In both my sets today, I went beads because they had a Cerberus, they had I think in one case they had an Artemis and someone else that could trigger get me stunned. Your life is more important than a shell. Because if you live, you can peel for people, you can use your abilities, and you're not having to care about being stunned or being thrown into a tower. That's what's going to lose you games. You getting thrown into a tower, blown up your teams in a 4v5. But I don't like the narrative as well. That's they ulted the support and threw him into a tower and used all their abilities. If they do that and you win the fight, that's fine. But if they do that and you do nothing about it, like we've seen in this game multiple times, there's no point. What's the point?
Right.
Like you just don't have enough to go off it.
When she got shut down early, it definitely should have been a take a step back. Just farm. You guys both have Benevolence. You can use that to your advantage to farm. Do something like that.
Like how long was this game?
This game was 18 minutes and 45 seconds.
18 minutes and dying 10 times is harsh.
Yeah, she was almost.
It's nearly a death a minute. Like, or a death every 2 minutes. Which is just a sign of just maybe mental's gone or stopped going in.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, that's you're getting caught out almost as you're spawning. You almost want to back it up.
Especially as Athena, who has the tools to get out.
Sit in that back line and just help your back line get back in this game.
Yeah, you had the Gilgamesh, you had the Amaterasu to get those early fight initiations. But it's just you can't. Maybe it's just like a team. Like again, as I said earlier, it's like the basics is what's going to win you these games. And I think we've seen some really spectacular plays from the Olympians that game. Don't get me wrong, but they did the basics right. They warded quite well. Again, one ward from a jungler is not good enough. It should be not. You're in an 18-minute game. You get 5 free wards if you place them all at the start, basically. And then you get your normal wards, which you should be buying every back or every other back. There's no way a support should be placing 5 wards in a game. Maybe you shouldn't have the gold for it, but if you ward, maybe you get to live an extra time, or maybe you see they're at gold and maybe you do pyro. It's that kind of stuff that's going to help you in games. It's that knowledge, you know that meme. It's that stuff that's going to help you go up to that next level.
And this
Like
is a
you'll see
and
teams in Loki like not worded enough. That's why these players aren't in the door
this
because they're not playing the basics.
this Olympians team is beatable. They haven't been beat yet, but this team is definitely beatable. We saw mistakes that they did make. If Feisty was out of lane, almost seemed like way too long at one point. Granted, it didn't burn him because they were just running it down on the right. Um, Beastie was getting beaten mid. This team can be beaten. You just got to find those weak points and push on them. Make sure your solos just, worst comes to worst, sit under your tower. Yeah, it's boring. The other guy might call you a sissy, but hey, if it ties the lane,
Worth it.
it's worth it. All you need to do in solo, worst comes to worst, is not lose, is stalemate the lane. Worst comes to worst, stalemate that lane. Don't let HDiddy just run around 8 minutes in, allowed to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, that's the stuff that's going to cost.
But if
I
there's
think.
anything else,
I'm just going to ask you who's your MVP for these 2 games.
my MVP is Diddy. That game, both that game and the game before.
Yeah, I can't
He,
find any other reason to not agree with you, to be honest.
I feel like Diddy simply because that Cthulhu, it didn't feel as impactful as his Achilles did, but that Cthulhu was every time there was a team fight, it was him versus the squishies in the back line just running from him, and
Yeah,
his team versus the other 3.
it's steady for me as well. Beast gets the MVP for game 1, dropping Krakens on people's head like it's not no one else's business. But I think it's just
Diddy just
the steady,
ran
just
that game.
especially in that first game in Cthulhu. Uh, I don't think a Sunder was picked up. Honestly, it's baffling.
Right.
You see a Cthulhu, you pick up a Sunder, you
Yeah.
Sunder Weasel, throw everything on him.
Yeah, just dump on him. I mean, especially I think they had Kern, and Kern will, if Cthulhu's sundered, Kern should chew him up. And I mean, there was a problem that they were going the crit build, so that wasn't going to be as good as just straight up just dumping damage into him.
Yeah,
But still, just a Sunder with that could have helped. And still, second game, though, Sunder that possibly could have helped deal with that Achilles. He was so big. He was so. He had a fair bit of prots. But
yeah.
a Sunder could have really hurt him. Even with him being big.
But again, I don't think I have anything else to add. Captain,
Nope.
what about you?
No, great job, both teams. Way to stick it in there. Little things to learn on Going Ghost. Olympians also have things to learn, but did a very good job pushing their advantage, going for those early wins on objectives that you wouldn't even normally see in Loki and Thor games, and that was good on them seeing those opportunities. But I think that's it for us. Thank you everyone who showed up for this game. And FiestyLobster subscribing. Hey there, Feisty, 11 months.